Hi everyone, it's Jonathan from Smart Home Sounds here. We're one of the UK's leading home audio retailers who specialise in creating content like this to help our customers find the right speakers for them. Today we're looking at the multiple award-winning Sonos Beam, so hopefully this video will help you to determine if it's going to be the right soundbar for you. If you are interested in finding out more information about it, then please check the links below or get in contact with one of our Sonos specialists who'll be happy to help. So let's get into it. The Sonos Beam is a smart soundbar released back in July 2018. We've had it for just over a year now, and we're going to be talking about what we really enjoy about it, what we don't so much, and ultimately answering the question, is it still the best soundbar under £500? In addition to the Sonos Beam, Sonos also have two other options for TV audio, the Playbar and the Playbase, and they're priced at $699. So they were really reserved for people that were looking for an extra special sound quality, something a little bit better than the average soundbar. So we would normally say to customers, if you've got a larger sized living room or you're just in pursuit of the best sound quality, then go for the Playbar or Playbase, as that's going to give you the better experience. Whereas if you've got a small to medium sized living room, then the Beam is really ideal for that. At $399 RRP, the Sonos Beam is still in the premium end of the soundbar market, but it does make access into the Sonos ecosystem much more affordable. And it does make a great first Sonos speaker as well. And if you do have this sort of money to spend on a soundbar, its quality is backed by a couple of awards that it's won, such as the What Hi-Fi 2018 award for Best Soundbar under £500, and also a T3 award this year in 2019 for the Best Soundbar. And it's also got many 5-star customer reviews as well. And it's not only one of Sonos's best products to date, it also dominates the soundbar category under £500. So let's have a closer look at the Sonos Beam then. I think, as soundbars go, that the Sonos Beam is a very stylish product, and its modern design should stand the test of time for many years to come. It's compact, and it does address one of the concerns that its larger sibling, the Playbar, had, with the fact that it was encroaching into the bottom of some people's TV screens when it was lying flat. The Beam is slim enough so that you can stand it in front of almost all TVs with no problems at all. So as you can see, there's a cloth fabric that goes all the way around the Sonos Beam, which hides the grille. You've also got the Sonos logo on the front, and on the top you've got a touch control panel, and on there you can play pause, you can skip to next track or play the previous track just by sweeping your finger across. You can also volume up and volume down. And you can even mute the microphone as well if you wanted complete privacy, so you would just tap the microphone symbol like this.
The mic is muted.
It tells you that it's been muted, and to turn it back on,
the mic's back on.
There you go. So on the back it's really simple. All you've got is a power port, and you've got a pairing button for connecting to your Wi-Fi wirelessly. You've also got an Ethernet port if you want to hardwire directly to your router for a better connection, and then finally you've got an HDMI ARC input to connect to your TV. Now let's take a look at the internals of the Sonos Beam. Now, due to the fact that the N2 speakers are pointed outwardly, you do get a surprisingly wide soundstage for a speaker of this size, and under the hood it's got 4 oval shaped woofers. Now, woofers are normally circular in shape, but the reason they've designed them in an oval shape is to be able to fit them in a slim form factor, whilst also retaining great sound quality. It's also got 3 passive radiators for your bass and mid-range, and finally it's got a single tweeter that sits in the centre here for your dialogue. Now I'm going to play a personal favourite of mine just to show you how wide the soundstage is. So, hey Google, play Pink Floyd, Money.
Okay, playing Money 2011 remastered version on Spotify.
So hopefully you can see a bit of stereo separation coming across there, where it was bouncing back from the left and the right channels. So there's 5 far-field microphones built into the Sonos Beam, and that's so that your voice assistants can hear you over longer distances or background noise. A massive part of the Sonos Beam is its voice control. So Sonos is the first ever audio company to provide users with the choice of voice assistants. So you can opt for Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant as part of the initial setup. So it all owes to the promise from Sonos that they want to remain an open platform. So as well as using your voice assistant to start playing music on the Beam, like I demonstrated earlier, you can also use it for general things like news or weather or traffic or telling funny jokes or stories. The list goes on and on. So I'll show you quickly now. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
Okay, here you go. I once fell in love with an encyclopedia. I was completely infatuated.
Not bad. Tell me a fun fact.
Absolutely. According to NASA, astronauts grow up to 3% taller during their time in space.
I did not know that.
I learn a lot from the internet.
It can also integrate with many smart home products as well, so that includes things like Nest thermostats, Philips Hue lights, and even security cameras, and many more than this as well. So as your voice assistant gets smarter, so does your smart speaker. So the great thing about the Sonos Beam is that it's not only a way of improving your TV's audio quality, but you can also stream music to it as well as radio, audiobooks, podcasts, etc. So if you've got a streaming service like Spotify, Apple Music or Amazon Music or any of the other 60 music services that's supported on the Sonos app, you can actually import that account into the Sonos app and control it from that app. Or some services like Spotify or Deezer even let you control the music from their native apps themselves, meaning you can continue using the apps that you've always known and loved. The Beam also supports Apple AirPlay too, so if you've got an Apple device such as an iPad, an iPhone or an iPod, what you can actually do is cast any audio from whatever you're watching on your device straight to the Sonos Beam and listen to it that way, so it's great for YouTube or any other services that you like to use regularly. This is all made possible by using Wi-Fi as opposed to Bluetooth, so you're free to roam around your home and you don't have to worry about being out of range from the Beam. Also, no calls or push notifications from your phone will play through the Beam, so it's a completely uninterrupted experience. As with all Sonos products, setup is really easy and you can have one of these set up in no more than 5 minutes. All you'll need to do is plug it into mains power and then connect the Beam directly to your TV's HDMI ARC. Now, if your TV does not have an HDMI ARC, Sonos do provide an optical audio adapter, which means you can use your TV's optical connection, also known as a digital audio output. So any other things that you have connected to your TV, such as SkyQ boxes, Virgin, Fire Sticks, anything like that, they can all output via the Beam. Next, all you need to do is download the Sonos app to your chosen devices and then follow the on-screen instructions. You'll be asked to do things like put in your Wi-Fi password and import any streaming service accounts you have like Spotify, Apple Music and things like that. The Sonos Beam does not come with a TV remote. Instead, what you can do is pair your existing TV remote with it because it does actually have an infrared sensor built in, and I would definitely recommend doing that for a seamless experience. It will also ask you if you want to TruePlay your speaker if you're using an Apple device. Now what that means is that it will scan your room for its acoustics and also adjust the sound so that you're getting the very best sound for the size and layout of the room. All you'll need to do is walk around the room for a minute holding up your phone or tablet, going up and down with your arm like that. You can also choose your preferred voice assistant out of Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa as part of the initial setup. But if you did change your mind and you want to switch to Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, you can do it really easily in the Sonos app at any time. Now let's talk about using the Beam as part of a surround sound setup. Now they've actually made it really easy and really cost effective to get surround sound in your very own living room. So the Beam actually acts as your front 3 channels. So you've got your front, center, front left and front right. And then it's really easy to add a subwoofer or 2 rear speakers such as Play Ones or Sonos Ones for your rears, and then that will create a 5.1 Dolby Digital system. All of these components would then be set up wirelessly as the same room, so then all of your TV audio and your music would play on all of your speakers at once in perfect sync. Now, Sonos does only support 5.1 Dolby Digital, so if you are watching anything other than Dolby Digital, it will output in 2-channel stereo. But the reason that they've done this is because Dolby Digital is still the most commonly supported codec. So giants like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and many TV shows still record in Dolby Digital. So if you do have a large collection of Blu-rays that are running DTS or Dolby Atmos, then maybe the Beam is not going to be the soundbar for you. So a couple of other great features to mention about the Sonos Beam is that it's got night mode and speech enhancement. So night mode means that if you're watching TV or listening to music late at night, what you can do is enable it and it will suppress the louder parts of the audio and in turn bring out the quieter parts of the audio so that you don't have to worry about waking anyone up in your house. Speech enhancement enhances the vocals, so if you're hard of hearing or you don't want to have to enable subtitles, it basically brings out all the vocals so you can hear everything clearly. We feel that this is one of the best Sonos products to date. It's able to combine excellent sound quality with the ease of use of the Sonos ecosystem. Being able to combine both music and TV audio all into one speaker really adds to the experience and makes you take advantage of what's available to you these days. Another positive is that you can wirelessly add a pair of Sonos surround speakers for under £700 all in, which is the same price as a Playbar or Playbase. So a couple of negatives with the Sonos Beam. Some people might argue that because it still only supports Dolby Digital, this is quite disappointing, and I would agree with that to some extent because Dolby Digital is one of the oldest audio codecs. However, it is still popular amongst Amazon and Netflix, so it does depend on the sort of content that you're watching. Now, the Beam is more suitable for small to medium-sized living rooms, so if you do have a larger sized living room, you may want to go for something like a Playbar or Playbase because it's just able to fill the room a lot better than the Beam would be able to. But they do cost £300 more. We are aware that there are many other great soundbars in this price bracket, but when you consider the sound quality and the features that you get, as we discussed earlier in the Sonos Beam, it is really hard to disagree with the likes of What Hi-Fi and T3 that it is still the best soundbar under £500.